Hey friends, it's Shereé, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all of the things that I purchased during the sorority retreat. Do you see this massive bag? But first, if you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning person, thank you so much for your continued support. All right, let's get into it. So there's lots of information that I'd love to share with you about my experience at my second sorority retreat. But in this video, I really want to focus on the things that I spent my hard-earned coin on, okay? So I'll be sharing with you the things that I bought and from which stores that I purchased them at. So the second day of the retreat, we actually got to get on a chartered bus and they drove us to the Dallas Fabric District, and we were able to purchase all the things that we wanted using special discount codes that they had specifically for sorority wear. And I cannot tell you how excited I was to go fabric shopping in a new place. If you don't know this about me, I usually do the majority of my fabric shopping online. And so this was a wonderful opportunity for me to not only check out some new fabric stores, but also to shop with friends. It's so much fun. I'm so used to buying fabric by myself because none of my local friends and family actually sew and want to go fabric shopping, that it was such a unique experience to be able to walk around a fabric store and talk to my sewing friends, my new sewing friends, about different fabrics and what they can be used for and what my friends thought about certain fabrics and if we thought it was a good deal. It was just so much fun, and also being inspired by them on what they purchased and how they plan to use their fabric in ways that I hadn't imagined. So it was such a wonderful experience, and I also got to see some fabrics that I hadn't seen before, whether online or in the local fabric stores that I shop. So I went to all these different stores, and I think I purchased something from the majority of the stores that I went to. There are a few things in here that I picked up at the Boxcar Ranch quilting shop, so I'll share those with you as well. But oh, my hope is to be able to go through and store by store show you what I got. I'm so excited. I will be inserting some footage of us shopping and what the actual shops look like in person as I talk about the fabrics that I picked up. Okay, I've separated all the things that I purchased into different piles so that I can tell you which stores they came from. The first store that I went to is Petra's Fabrics. It's also DFW Fabric Mart. And I was able to find some gorgeous fabric, and my initial thought was, what dresses can I make? Okay, I am a dress girl through and through. You guys know I love long dresses and long skirts. So that's where my mind was when I went into the store and saw what they had to offer. They had so many different types of fabrics, and I'm not gonna lie, it was really hard for me to stay focused on what I went in there for, because I did go shopping with a plan. I wanted beautiful fabrics for dresses. I wanted fabric for some of the tote bags and projects that I'm making for my Etsy shop. And I also wanted to recreate a lace blouse that I saw on Cezanne's website. So I had an idea of what I wanted to purchase. Got in there and it was so hard to focus, but I did pretty good. I'm really proud about what I purchased. I didn't purchase anything that I was like, oh, this is just so pretty. I don't know what I could possibly use this for, but I have to have it. No. Everything I picked up, I had a clear vision for, and I'm very proud of myself. The first fabric that I picked up is this absolutely stunning cotton lawn fabric. Now, when I first saw this fabric, I thought maybe it was a cotton voile, but when I touched it, I realized that while it has a very soft hand, which would be perfect for dresses and blouses and things of that nature, it wasn't thin, so it's not a voile. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pick this up, and I'm going to try to make a dress out of it. When I took the bolt to the counter, I discovered that it was only 1.5 yards. And for some reason on the bolt, it looked like it was a lot more than what it really was. But I had to have it anyway because it's so pretty. So for this, it will be a beautiful blouse. Which blouse? I don't know yet, but I'm eager to go through my fabric stash and pick the perfect top for this beautiful fabric. It's got such a lovely drape. It is not stiff and hard like a regular 100% cotton fabric that you would say used for crafting. It definitely has drape like a cotton lawn. So that is what I think this is. It also didn't wrinkle very much. And I'm telling you, none of this stuff has been washed or ironed yet. I literally had it folded down and shrink wrapped in those vacuum seal bags in order to travel back to California with it. So I'm very impressed with how it held up. No wrinkles at all. So beautiful. It's just so colorful and vibrant, and it just screams Shereé. So I had to buy it. The next fabric that I picked up is a gorgeous yellow and lavender floral printed fabric with green leaves. It's stunning. It is another cotton lawn. And when I saw this fabric, I immediately thought Lady McElroy. I thought Liberty. I mean, this definitely looks like one of those beautiful fabrics that you would find in London or in England that here in the US would cost an arm and a leg. So if I had purchased a fabric like this, say at Stone Mountain & Daughter, which is one of my favorite fabric stores, I can guarantee you that it would have been on the low end, $16.99 a yard, or all the way up to $24 a yard. And I would have paid that amount because I love this fabric print so much. But I was actually able to get this beautiful fabric, which drapes so nicely, for $5.99 a yard. It was such a steal. I couldn't believe it. And I gotta be honest with you, there were other beautiful floral fabrics that I was drooling over. And I told myself, Shereé, now that you have their business card, you can go on their website and buy it online. You do not have to buy everything here right now when you have to figure out how to get this stuff home at the end of your trip. But I'm very pleased with this fabric, and it's going to make the most beautiful dress. So at the beginning of my sewing journey, I would always buy 2.5 to 3 yards of fabric in order to ensure that I had enough to make whatever I wanted to make. Now that I'm further along in my sewing journey, I make more complex things. I make larger garments. So I find that my 3-yard cuts of fabric are never long enough to make the dresses that I want to make that have several tiers, or the 2-piece sets that I want to make. So to cover myself, to make sure I got just enough, I got 4 yards of this fabric. It is absolutely stunning, and I definitely can't wait to wear it. But it also is one of those fabrics that if I don't sew it up right away and I decide not to make it into a beautiful dress, I can also use this for my Etsy shop to make different products and post on there, because I think that this is such a pretty fabric that it would sell very easily. So I'm really excited about this. Still can't believe this was $5.99 a yard, and it's stunning. Just take a look. Isn't it so pretty? So gorgeous. Okay, so the last piece of fabric that I got at Petra's, or also DWF Fabric Mart, is a gingham, and this is just a navy blue and white gingham. I bought 4 yards of this. I have been using this a lot in my products that I am selling on Etsy, but I've also been using it to make pajama sets and things of that nature as well. So it's a colorway that I really enjoy. So I got 4 yards of it, and this was only $4.99 a yard. So really good prices. Again, $4.99 a yard, $4.99 a yard, and $5.99 a yard. I mean, I felt like I made out, but there was still more fabric to purchase. So I definitely had to be careful about how much I spent in each store to ensure that I'd be able to buy something from each of the locations if there was something that I wanted. I put myself on a budget and I stuck to it. Yeah, you did that, girl. You did that. So the last thing that I bought there is this serger thread, and I bought this to go along with this fabric when I thought that I had more than 1.5 yards, but I figured since I don't have this color in my stash, I would hold on to it because it's a gorgeous color, and I can definitely see myself sewing other things in this color as well. Not to mention, this thread was only like $2.99 before the 20% off discount. The next store that we went to is a store that I really enjoyed shopping last year, and that is Fabrictopia. And this year I went specifically looking for a gorgeous stretch lace. Now there has been this top that I have been drooling over forever on Cezanne's website. You guys know I'm obsessed with Cezanne. Anyway, I want to recreate this blouse because I can't stomach the idea of spending the amount of money that it would cost to buy this blouse you know, brand new, or even on the pre-loved market, because actually at this point, I'm not even sure if they still sell it on their website in the color that I wanted. But at some point they had it in a gorgeous pink. And so I have been looking for a stretchy lace fabric to recreate this blouse, and I'll insert a picture of the blouse so that you know what I'm talking about. For this guy, I actually purchased 3 yards, and it's stunning. It's going to make the most beautiful blouse, and if I'm lucky, there'll be a little bit left over so that I can make an additional item as well. I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't go ahead and just get 5 yards of this, because at 5 yards I would have been able to make a matching set, just like the matching set on Cezanne, the top with the wide leg pants. That would have been so cute, especially for lounging in the house and just feeling so very sophisticated and gorgeous. But I stuck to my plan, which was to recreate the blouse, and I picked up this really beautiful stretch pink lace. I love it so much, and I'm going to definitely enjoy wearing this blouse once I actually get it sewn up. And in addition to this lace, I got 4 cones of the pink serger thread in order to sew this blouse up and make sure that all of my finishes look professional and gorgeous in the right color. I have 2 different shades of serger thread in my cabinet, but they are lighter pink. So this is going to be very good to add to my stash, because I definitely sew a lot of different pink garments. And as you saw, I made that pink hoodie and I used white serger thread, and I'm still kicking myself for not changing my serger thread. So now there's no excuses. I have all the pink serger thread that I could possibly need to finish my garments so very nicely. So the serger threads were only $2.99, just like at Petra's. And the lace fabric, you're not gonna believe this. This lace fabric was also $5.99 a yard. And at this location, they gave us a 15% discount. So while it wasn't the 20% that were received at the other store, it was just enough to make me smile when I left the store. Okay, because now I'm going to make this gorgeous top for 30 bucks when the actual blouse itself is over $120 at Cezanne. So I'm really thrilled about that. I'm going to insert a couple of pictures of some patterns that I think I might be able to use to hack into making it look more like the Cezanne top. Let me know what you think, and if you have any suggestions for another pattern that would also work nicely to recreate the look. The next store that I shopped at is Warehouse Fabric Outlet, and I had been hunting the entire day for a light purple lilac colored, lavender colored gingham. Now, it's hard to find locally, I think because it's so popular right now, it being summer. So I haven't been able to find it, and literally it was at the last fabric store that we went to. So I imagine that people are just buying this color up, but I was able to pick up this gorgeous fabric, and I don't see the price that I paid per yard, but my total for 2 cuts of fabric, this one and this one, was $40, which is fantastic. And for each of these, I think I got 4 yards of this one. And the thought process is that I could make either a dress, or I could go ahead and make products for my Etsy shop. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful shade of gingham. And I actually don't own any garments in this color of gingham. Sure, I have lots of other gingham dresses in different colors, but nothing in this color. I also thought it might be fun to color block this one with another gingham that I have in my stash. It's so beautiful and it's soft, and I'm guessing I paid somewhere around $4.99 a yard, just like I did at the other stores. The next fabric is so much fun, and I'm thinking about doing a pajama set out of it. I have this Nomi pattern that is a tank in matching shorts, and I think it would be so perfect in this fun fabric. It is kind of patchworked together. These are a bunch of different squares sewn together, and then they are finished on the back side. And I just thought it was so creative and cute, and I think it would make such a beautiful pajama set. The only issue that I have is now thinking about it and feeling it. I wonder if these finished serged squares on the back side being on my skin will bother me. I'll have to think about that. But even if I don't use it for pajamas, I can make something really cool out of it, and I love it. I know for a fact I've seen shorts made out of fabric like this, and I always think that they look so very cute. So if nothing else, I may actually make some shorts and then maybe some other little projects with it. But it's so beautiful. It definitely screams spring and summer, and I love it. those are all the fabrics that I picked up. Now I picked up some other things as well that I'd like to share with you. We went to American HTV and Craft, and last year when we went there, I got some baseball hats. I got, some blinged out lanyard strings for hoodies, which I used in my most recent project, the sweatshirt for the sorority pajama party. And so this time around, because I loved that sweatshirt so much once I actually wore it and got over the fact that I wasn't in love with the pockets, I actually loved the strings so much that I got some more, and this one is actually thinner. So it's kind of like a shoestring of rhinestones, if you will. And it comes with a little silver end that you put on there with some glue to hold it in place. And you just loop it through the holes on your sweatshirts. So I got another one, and this one is thinner. It's not as cumbersome and stiff as the one that I used before. So I got that there. And then I actually found this really cool bomber jacket, which I've already tricked out. So this is the bomber jacket. They had them in so many different colors. They had kid sizes and adult sizes, but it was perfect for sorority because it has the pink and the white. Now sorority colors are pink, purple, and white, but I just thought that this would be so cute to make it look like a real Letterman jacket. So on here, I have sewn on my sorority crest, my sorority patch here that says sew, and then all of the pins that I've received from Sewrority. I love the way it looks, and I also added my little camera since I'm a YouTuber on there. I just love the way it looks, and I definitely have been sporting this around. I'll insert a clip of me wearing it that I shared with Sorority Wear so that they could put it on their Instagram page. But I really love the way this turned out. I have already washed this jacket, and it held up really nicely in the wash. I just took my pins off, but I'm really pleased with this jacket. You're not gonna believe the price that I paid for this jacket, which is actually more like a sweatshirt fleece fabric, but I paid $20 before tax for this jacket. There's no way in heck I would have been able to buy this really nice jacket with the beautiful snap buttons and this gorgeous ribbing for $20 anywhere else. And if you're not familiar with this store, American HTV and Craft, they sell items that you can basically supplement on or add your own logo to, so you buy a large quantity at a discounted price. And so that's why this was such a good price, and I'm really pleased with it. My only regret is that I didn't buy other colors for my kids for school. So I'm going to go online to see if I can find these bomber jackets in their size and in a color that they might enjoy so that they can wear them to school. So those are the two things that I got at American HTV. Now lastly, we went to the quilt shop, and the Boxcar Quilt Shop is on the premises of Boxcar Ranch, which is where the retreat was. And while I didn't plan on buying any quilting supplies, they did have some things that I thought were incredibly cute. And also a couple of my sewing friends that I was shopping with told me about this awesome tool that I had to get. This is a serger seam ripper, and I've actually been using this a lot lately to just easily remove stitches. To be perfectly honest, it was easier and more precise and quicker than using a seam ripper. The only thing is that this little tool is so sharp that you have to be careful so that you don't actually cut your fabric when you're removing stitches. But I was told that they use these to open their buttonholes and all kinds of other different things in their sewing projects. So I was really excited to pick this up. I also got a couple of really cute things that I saw when I was in line going to check out, and they are sewing labels. I really love sewing labels. I buy them all the time, but I hadn't seen these before. This one says Made with Love, and it has little strawberries. So cute. And this says Premium Woven Labels, and this is from the sewingillustration.com, made in China. And then this one right here is so cute, and it says handmade, and it has the strawberries. So cute. I love them. Just like every other sewing label company, these are $8 for a pack of 8, which is a really good deal in my opinion. So that is everything that I purchased while at the Sorority Retreat. I definitely want to film a video really soon here to share with you my experience and some behind the scenes footage of things that happened while at the retreat in a future video. I hope you enjoyed this haul. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.